Today I want to talk about a spooky, scary concept within the law of assumption universe, which is reacting to the 3D. Because I still see people that are scared that if they react, they're gonna ruin their manifestation or they're gonna delay their manifestation. Or which is even worse, for those who still look at manifestation as a process of getting something, well, they think if they react, they're losing all the progress they made so far. And now they're back to square one and have to do this all over again. My love, no, no. I used to believe this. I used to see reacting to the 3D from this point of view for a long time. But let me share a wiser point of view on this concept of reacting to the 3D. In my book, babes, it's not that deep if you react. Okay, it's not something that I recommend, and we're gonna discuss the reasons for it. But it ain't that deep. It ain't the end of the world. To me, reacting to the 3D is just temporary blindness. You still are the person who you want to be. Your desire is still happening. You're still there. But you choose to look at whatever showed up as proof that you're not. So even if you are, you're going to blind yourself from seeing and experiencing it. But that's all. That's all that happens, my love. It's not deeper than this, okay? I'm also going to share with you, my love, how I do it when I react, because to be honest, I'm not all butterflies and pink and this cutesy little woman that's docile. Not at all. I'm pretty feisty, my love, and sometimes I do allow myself to have a moment, okay? I allow myself to be angry, I allow myself to worry, I allow myself to be sad over things, even if I know what I'm doing, but then I bounce back up. Yeah, this is the secret. I'm gonna show you. Also, my love, so you know, by the end of the video, I will talk a bit more about this new project that I have going on, which is the 14 days Love and SP group challenge. I am really excited about this project, and I want to talk about it in this video because I only made a post about it. It's new, maybe people don't understand what I meant in that post, so I want to clarify things. And also because it has an expiry date. If you know me, my love, I don't really need to advertise anything. You don't hear me ever advertising my coaching options because I already assume that I'm dealing with adults and I don't have to tell people what to do. Like, if somebody resonates with me and needs more than just the free videos, they're gonna find their way to me. So they always do. But with this one being new and having an expiry date and also limited amount of spots available, I feel like talking about it today, okay? But I'm not gonna make everybody sit through it. If you are not interested, my love, just don't listen. Okay, let's not waste any more time and jump into today's topic. My God, my English is already beautiful. So, my love, first of all, let me debunk this myth of anything being able to ruin your manifestation. My love, let me show you why this is such a fallacy. It's not possible. Why? Because manifestation just means expression. That's all. So you're going to express who you think you are. You're going to express your truth about the situation and you're going to experience that expression. Let me give you an example here. And maybe a controversial one. I don't freaking care. I am somebody that's child-free by choice. Why? Because I have not so nice view on parenthood altogether. Okay? I really think that parenthood is overrated, that not everybody's made for this, that it's far more sacrifice than reward, that, well, all of this. I think you can get the picture, okay? So as a consequence of me holding this as my truth about parenthood, I'm gonna express and experience just this. Expressing means I'm gonna take the form of this in my 3D. My love, your 3D is you pushed out, okay? So if my truth about parenthood is it's something horrible, my expression of this truth shows up as in form of people that are really unhappy being parents, okay? I only see overwhelmed mothers, people that have to had to sacrifice their career or their desires because they have to cater to a little human now, and that's all I can see. I do see also examples of women that are enjoying motherhood. Okay, my mom is one. Like, she wanted kids. She wanted kids and she has two. And she doesn't consider that she missed out on life because of it. But see, my love, depending on the truth that you hold, even if you see the opposite, you ain't gonna take it in consideration. You're gonna make it the exception of the rule. So I see every now and then women that are happy to be mothers, but I'm more drawn to see and experience the ones who are not so happy to be mothers. That's the ones that I'm taking more in consideration because I start from this premise. Do you see what happens here? So, my love, can you ever ruin any manifestation? aka, can you ever ruin any expression of any truth that you choose? Hell no. Let alone some temporary feelings that you had of anger or sadness or anxiety or some thoughts of anxiety or... No, my love, the only thing that happens when you react to the 3D is just you forgetting who you are or you forgetting what you chose to experience. And because a circumstance that looks the opposite of what you want shows up, it's just that you forget what you chose to experience and now you take this as your truth. Let me give you an example with an SP here. So let's say that things were going fine and all of a sudden SP comes and says or does something that to you it seems to be the opposite of what you want. Well, my love, when you react to this, and it doesn't matter if your reaction is external or internal, like if you yell at them or try to convince them otherwise, or if it's something only happening inside of you but you don't voice it. It doesn't matter, it's still a reaction, yeah? So when you react to this, you're basically saying, I don't have what I want. This is proof how I'm not manifesting what I want. I don't have what I want. This is proof of that I'm getting the opposite. And you forget that every circumstance that shows up ever, it's part of your desire if you make it so, yeah? Because guess what, my love? The only person who can place a label on any circumstance in your reality is you. So even when you're looking at what you consider to be unfavorable, you're not looking at an objective reality, but at your own assessment about what's happening. Do you understand? So by this rule, if all that matters here is your truth, and your truth will come from meanings that you give to things, and you're the only one placing meanings on things in your reality, well, why not look at everything as your desire happening? And my love, if you react, also let me say this, if you react badly to something that your SP does and says, and you move into the point of view which says, I don't have what I want because look how he's talking to me, look what he's doing. If you cross the line over here, if you select this other point of view, well, the reality where this person is still in love with you, loves you, and respects you, and all of the things that you want, it's still there. Because guess what? Reality is just a point of view. We like to think that reality happens on the outside, and it's objective, and it's in the things that show up. It's not. It's in what we make out of those things, not the things themselves. If reality was in the circumstances, places, and situations, then we would never have opinions. Because reality means something that stays unchanged. Like, this is this, and there's no more discussion. This is this forever. Now, by this rule, if reality is something solid that never changes, and circumstance are reality, well, think about pineapple pizza. We would all have to experience pineapple pizza in the same way. Either we would all love it, or either we would all hate it. But there would not be mixed opinions because, girl, again, I don't know how to explain this even better, but if reality is something that cannot be changed, that means that we all have to experience it in the same way. Yet we don't. So where is reality? Definitely not in the pineapple pizza. It's in what you make out of the pineapple pizza, right? Do you see what I mean, my love? So let's recap real fast here. You cannot ever ruin your manifestation no matter what you do, because manifestation is about expressing who you think you are or expressing the truth about the situation. You can never ever ruin expression because it's a guarantee. If I choose to think that parenthood is awful, I'm gonna experience just that. I'm gonna see examples of parenthood being awful around me. Or let's say that I become a mother, but I do not change my truth about what parenthood means and what motherhood is. Well, I'm gonna have an awful experience being a mother. Now, if you change your truth, my love, you're gonna change the expression and the experience that you're gonna have. But changing your truth doesn't mean that the truth that you're leaving behind or the truth that you trade for another truth disappears or that is a ruined manifestation. It has nothing to do. They're just realities, girl. Different realities. Different point of view equal different realities. Change your point of view, you change your reality. That's all. Let me also discuss a little bit the opposite of reacting, which is ignoring the 3D. Let me also clarify what this means in my book. My love, when I tell you to ignore 3D, I do not tell you pretend something is not happening. This would be the classical meaning of ignoring something, like you deliberately see something but you don't acknowledge it. You pretend it's not there. When we talk about law of assumption, my love, ignoring gets another meaning here, at least in my book. To me, ignoring circumstances looks like, okay, circumstance, I see you, but I do not choose you as my truth. So see, it's not about I see you, circumstance, but I pretend you're not there. I don't try to brainwash myself into believing something didn't happen. No, I acknowledge circumstances, I acknowledge everything that happens, but I remind myself, okay, do I want to take this as my final answer? Do I want to make my home here? Like, if the opposite shows up, do I want to move in here and think, okay, I had a fight with an SP, now we are broken up. Do I want to move in here? No. So, you know what? I acknowledge the fight, I acknowledge everything that happened, but I say, you know what? Doesn't matter. You love me more than anything else in this world. You're my biggest fan. And I carry on with my day. Do you see the big difference? Again, ignoring doesn't look like I see you, circumstance, but I pretend you're not happening. I pretend this is not here, it's not happening. No, ignoring means I see you, circumstance, but I do not choose you as my truth. I choose to see you as part of my desire. I don't have to understand you, that's not my job. You're here to serve me somehow. So let you serve me. Do you see the difference? Okay. Now, how do you deal with the situation if you reacted? Well, my love, no big deal. Just allow those feelings to come up and fizzle away and choose again what you want. By the way, the choice is not done on the person, it's done on you. When you decide over something, you're basically deciding over your own experience. You're basically giving yourself a command on how to see things, on how to experience things. Your decisions are not magic wands that transform people or circumstances. Decisions are, if you will, magic wands that transform you and the way you see things. And because you change the way you see things, your experience changes. And because your experience changes, 3D also rearranges itself to yield to you. Do you see it? So react away, my love. I do not think it's a good idea to pent up your emotions or to be scared of reacting. I don't think it's a good idea. Live life. Do whatever you have to do. Allow yourself to be human, after all. This is the point as well. But then after you react, you just remind yourself, okay, Alexandra, what do you want? I love this question very much because I also forget sometimes. I also get distracted by 3D and I tend to think, okay, what's possible or what's not possible from here or what people would think or want. No. Let's digress and ask the magic question. Alexandra, what do you want? How do you want to experience this person? How do you want to experience this situation? Okay, go ahead. Done. Because it's a guarantee, as I showed you with the truth about parenting. As long as I keep on seeing parenting as an awful thing, there's no way I can experience it any other way. The reflection back is a guarantee. Yeah? So there's nothing to be afraid of. If you reacted, well, you just temporarily moved or blinded yourself from seeing that you already are who you want to be. Now, react and go back. Bounce back. to where you were before. Because it only matters where you are right now, in every moment of the now. It doesn't even matter where you were 5 seconds ago. It doesn't matter. Only the now. So see, it's not cumulative. Also, it's not like you've been putting in the work and if you reacted, now you're back to square one. This is also a stupid idea in my opinion. My love, stop treating manifestation as a human and start treating it as God. Human needs steps and sees things as a progress. God is more instantaneous about it, okay? Also, before I forget, manifestation is not a process of becoming anything or making anything happen. Manifestation is the art of unraveling to your own self more of what you already are. Let that sink in. Manifestation is the art of revealing to yourself more of what you already are. And let me take again the parenthood example here. So if I want to change my experience about parenthood, I'll have to change my mind about what parenthood means. I'll have to pick another point of view and look from this other point of view at parenthood. Especially, let's say, if I want to become a mother. It's not the case. But if it was a case, let's say I wake up today with a baby fever and I want to have a kid. Well, it would be wiser from my part to change the way I see motherhood, to be willing to adopt a more advantageous point of view. Because otherwise, I'm going to just make my life hell for no reason. Do you see it, my love? So you can never ever ruin anything. You cannot delay manifestation because it's instantaneous. It's just a point of view that you put on and you look from at whatever situation. You don't like what you see, take another point of view. Easy as this. Manifestation is, if you will, the art of revealing to yourself what you already are. It's not a process of becoming. This is not a journey either. Stop looking at manifestation this way, my love, because you're going to be forever waiting on things to happen on the outside. Waiting for permission from the 3D. And when I say permission from the 3D, I mean waiting on a circumstance to happen to finally give yourself permission to experience what was inside of you all along, but you were not giving yourself the permission to experience because you were waiting on something to happen. Do you see? Anyways, my love, I think I'm done with the explanation for reacting to the 3D. And now I'm going to start explaining to you this amazing project that I have going on, because girl, this is going to be a total hype. I don't even know how to name it. It's going to be a staple. Everybody and their mom are going to want to take part in my challenges. Just watch me. Because I'm going to pour my heart and my soul and my everything into this. Girl, anyways, I don't know any other way. Like, when I'm focused on something, I'm all in. So this ain't going to be different. Now let me discuss about the whole idea and how it came to me. So I know a lot of you want to join my private Telegram group, which I don't really want. Why? Because this has been an enclosed ecosystem. This group became what it is today by accident, if I'm being honest, because my initial intention with this group was a totally different one. So back, I think last year, around this time, I was working on a manifestation course, which I want for it to include everything, like all the topics, how to manifest the SP, the money, the health, all the questions answered, everything. I wanted it to be big. And then I also thought about giving people who purchase the course, giving them a place to form a community for themselves, like to have a place where they can exchange ideas with other members, where they can share their success stories, ask questions. But I was not intending to be an active part of that community. Again, I just wanted to create a place, a group where people can interact with each other and me pop in every now and then and answer some questions and then move on. But what happened was that once people started subscribing to that course and they got inside the private Telegram group, girl, I fell in love with the interaction, to be honest. I fell in love with the interaction and I couldn't stop talking. And before even realizing, I was holding the course within the group. And obviously people also liked it more this way because they also had access to me, as opposed to just read out of a PDF or just listen to some videos like they do here on YouTube and not have access to me. So obviously they preferred me to be holding the course within the group, for them to ask me questions, for me to answer, and it's nice. Now, the problem with this group is that it has been an enclosed ecosystem. Okay, I opened it once to the public, but I did not enjoy very much the experience that this created. Because on one hand, you have the veterans who have been with me for months by that point, who have a certain level of understanding, and we have another priorities right now than learning about the law. And on the other side, there's these new members that don't have the same level of understanding, thus different priorities. So it didn't work, girl. It just didn't work. And for now, I'm refraining from allowing new people inside that group. But that doesn't mean anything. It only means that I can take the best that I'm doing in that group and create something new. And this is how I came about the idea of creating group coaching for 2 weeks. Now, what are we gonna do in this challenge? Well, my love, I chose this format of a challenge on purpose because I realized there's not so many products on the market focused on application of the law. Most of them are still focused on learning. So even if you pay, for example, a boot camp under another coach, by the way, I did not purchase coaching from anybody, but I'm just thinking what can happen. I'm just assuming in these boot camps, yeah? I think there's just more theory paired with Q&As, like the mentor will come in and answer your questions. But I still don't see these programs as being focused more on application of living in the end, okay? So this is what I want to do. And my love, it's only 2 weeks, and let me tell you why. Because I think a lot of people are being put off because it's only 2 weeks. My love, manifestation is instantaneous. You do not need months. Do you understand? The only thing that you need is to finally step into the end of the wish fulfilled and live there. And it's done in a second. You do not need months. Also, I said something very intentional in the post that I made about this program. When I said, you're not here to manifest anything. Girl, you know why? First of all, because everything is already done, manifested. So I don't want people to join in with the mentality of yet another process of making something happen. That's not manifestation. Also, I don't want people to join in with the mentality of thinking that I'm going to teach them something new that I don't teach them here. Girl, no, that's not what you're paying for. You're paying for guidance, for my time and my expertise applied to your case. That's what you're paying for, not info. I'm not gatekeeping anything ever. What you're actually paying for, my love, is time. Time that you ain't gonna waste by trying to do this on your own when you have me. Yeah. Also, my love, let me emphasize this with manifestation. Your SP is already created. All versions of them and all versions of everything is already done. You're not Nara Smithying your SP from scratch. Do you get me? That's not what we're gonna do in this group. So there's gonna be lessons, obviously, because I'm gonna talk about the law, but we're gonna focus more on living in the end. I'm gonna show you how to live in the end right now and how to stay there. And there's gonna be results, my love. I can guarantee you. Well, they are there. I'm just gonna make you see them and live in them. So that's what's gonna happen. That's why we have more than enough 2 weeks to do this. And by the way, independently of your results during this challenge, your job is to continue living in the end, even after the challenge ends. It's not a quick fix. Treat manifestation as a lifestyle as opposed to a quick diet. If you want to multiply the good that you start seeing within the challenge, you'll have to keep on showing it to yourself. My love, also, if you're desperate, please do not join because you ain't gonna be able to hear me and you're only gonna overwhelm yourself and overwhelm others. Thank you, no. Join only if you're doing this for yourself because you're sick of your own shit and you finally wanna understand how this works, and if it's even more important than your SP, what you're doing, because you're doing it for yourself. This is the attitude that I want to have in this place. Another huge pro that I think this place is gonna have is that I am gonna do the challenges at same time as you are. So this month in May, we're gonna do an SP challenge. I'm gonna manifest an SP just for you to see how I do it. Okay? And because I wanna have some fun, okay? Summer is coming, why not? Next month, we're gonna do the challenge about money. When I'm gonna open that one challenge, I'm gonna also manifest more money and I'm gonna come with receipts. I love to come with receipts. And this is the advantage here, that you're gonna see me at work in real time. You're gonna see me how I do it. And you will be able to learn how to do it on your own as well. Girl, I really think there ain't gonna be any product that's gonna top this one. Mark my words, everybody and their mom are gonna wanna be part at least in one challenge that I'm gonna make. Mark my words for this one. I already decided. This is what I'm experiencing right now, okay? More pros. You're gonna learn how to manifest without anxiety, effortlessly, with grace, all while you love yourself, you love your life, you love whatever is happening right now, and things only go for better. You will finally learn how to live in fulfillment no matter what. And let me tell you, the quality of life is gonna improve by 100-fold. I cannot explain, you'll have to see it for yourself. Let me give another pro here. That's about money and costs, yeah? My usual one-on-one sessions are 350 euros. So for 350 euros, you have me for an entire day to explain to you things and answer any questions that you have. The group challenge is 500 for 2 weeks. Now do your math to see how cheap this is, to be fucking honest. I think I lost my mind. I don't know. So you literally have access to me for 2 weeks straight for less than 2 one-on-one coaching sessions. I wish I had the money to pay somebody back in the days when I was learning, because it took me 4 years to understand everything that I'm talking about today. If I had a mentor with me to help me through and guide me through this, I would have not spent this much time on the learning curve. Yeah? Well, and with all this said, my love, now it's up to you. You can decide to join or decide to pass on this one. The next SP challenge I calculate is going to be in August. So yeah, if you miss out on this one, you'll have to wait until August if you want to manifest an SP or love. As of today, there are still spots available, Sunday the 4th of May, but I cannot guarantee, my love. The pre-sale is going to be open until existence, meaning if all the spots, the 20 spots available, are going to be sold out, well, I'm going to start with the pre-sale. Obviously, right? Okay, my love, I'm done. I'm really done with everything that I want to say. Thank you for listening and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.